So I think TCGPlayer just walked in the chat and said, I heard y'all been talking some mess. Well, we're here to fix it. If you guys hadn't heard the news, TCGPlayer has added extra protections for sellers like me, like most of you guys, and from some of the bad actors and the things. That way people can get the cards that they want. So it's good for the buyers too. But if you're new here, my name is Matt the Collector. Been selling cards since February, and we have been kicking ass. A couple things today. I always say I'm not going to do a long video. I'm pretty sure I say that every one. But there are some things you can do now to somewhat protect yourself or get ready for whenever they send out integrated shipping. There is a website. I don't have it hooked to my computer. I'm not going to be able to show you everything, but let's just say that I'm going to put in the description the website and you can check it out. I sell on TCGPlayer, Misprint, eBay, and Manapool right now. It is hell moving the CSVs over from SortSwift to TCGPlayer, but I want the velocity, I want the sale. So a little bit of work to get a few extra sales works good. I say a few extra sales, but overnight we did 30 something more orders that came in overnight. So this morning I was packing. Thank goodness it was my off day, because I feel like that happened on a regular day, I might have a problem. But I was able to take my time and come up with how long it takes for me to pack. And I'm going to share that with you. So we're using an inventory system, the SortSwift. So we're doing chaos sorting. And so I don't have them set up like a lot of people where I have them all alphabetized to go quicker. I'm sure I could go even faster if I did, but right now I have so many cards I need to list. I'm just making batches and rolling. My batches are only 50 cards. So it's not like I have a huge handful that I'm thumbing through to get to anyway. With those batches, or with the orders that we had, it was 400 cards that I had to pack this morning. I don't have the thing. I should have brought the thing in here to show you how many orders that is overnight. 400 cards took me about 100 cards an hour. So if I'm hoofing it about 100 cards an hour, well, when I say hoofing, I still took my time to make sure I did it right. And we came away with no extra cards. By the time we were done packing, every card was in the envelope where it was supposed to be. So we had a 100% success rate on it with 400 cards, and they all ended up where they were supposed to. And the shipping wasn't too bad either. So it all worked out really well. Even with that, about 100 cards an hour. So we can scale that up. So I normally get home at about 9 o'clock from my regular job because I work 12 hours a day. So if I get home at 9, that puts me going to bed at 9 till 11, 12, 1. Right? 1 o'clock, right? Am I adding it up right? So that means we're going to have to go to sleep later. We're going to wake up later than we normally do at 5 o'clock to put in 1,000 cards a day, which is what I was wanting to do. I was trying to push it, but it looks like I'm going to have to give up something, right? I'm not going to be able to do everything, and getting orders out is more important than relisting at this moment. Now, if we get to a point during the night where we have no more, I can always list more at night. So I think that'll be the plan going forward here. That was pulling the cards, packing the cards, printing the labels, weighing them all to make sure they were all the right weight. I don't know if I'm fast. I think that it was efficient. So I think that we efficiently did what we needed to do. So thank you guys. It was a great thing. A lot of bulk cards, because that's what I like to do. And they're not too hard to pull and pack and put in orders. And a lot of times they're cards that people are looking for. We did just start us a binder of a Kamiya binder, art binder, mostly because of the Crocnall. If you haven't seen that card where he's like this, and he's like getting eat up by a nebula or something like that, that's the one that got me. So I was like, all right, we're collecting all his cards now because he's cool. Let's get on to the main part that I was talking about at the beginning of the video that I just went off on a tangent and talked about everything else, which is SortSwift and TCG tracking, and why I don't use SortSwift tracking right now. I have used it. I played around with both. And how on TCGPlayer, the seller protections, you can also be a little extra protected with that. So TCG Tracking is a completely free program that you can use. It's tcgtracking.com, not too hard. You go to it, make an account, you take your pull sheets from TCGPlayer and you put it into there and make a batch, right? But you batch everything when it comes to this kind of business. So you make your batch. I have mine set to the default at $15. If it's over $15, I add insurance to it, so I'm covered there. And TCG Tracking helps you with it if something goes missing. But now you have an added protection from TCGPlayer that if you do cancel order, then they'll make you whole. Sounds great. But let's say for some reason that they don't, then you have even the extra layer there for you. You're just protecting your butt, which I feel like is 90% of business anyway. It's just covering your butt with both hands. So now you can ship them. It gives a tracking number. Customer's not going to know what this tracking number is because it doesn't look like a regular tracking number. Even the ones that come from SortSwift don't add regular tracking on them. So what you'll have to do is whenever they message you, you have to send them a link to where it shows it's at after you check it too. You know what I mean? Which is not all, let's say it's not often that you have missed packages. Now, if you are one of the guys who happens to have a lot of packages that go missing, I think you're going to end up with a whole bunch of them back in a weird bag. Something's eating your cards up probably. I've had that happen a few times where USPS sent me cards back in a bag because my envelope got just destroyed. I had one recently that was all the way back in March that came back. That's insane, right? But hey, at least they found them. I got the cards back and I was able to resell them. They were some cool one-piece cards. Good on USPS for at least getting them back to me. So you can print them out. You can customize your labels. I'll put my little guy on there. You can customize your packing slips so they look cool. You can get your brand going a little bit because as much as anything, your brand's as important as anything. I'm known in the local area. I have a lot of people who buy from my SortSwift web store that they give you. So why not use it? Storefront. I have people that buy from the storefront from me and they just pick them up at the shop when I go in there. I'll just pack them up and bring them. A lot of playable cards, which by the way, we went and played this past week. I did better than my 0-3 last time. I did 2-3 this time. So let's go. But TCG tracking, you can print them out just like you would from eBay. You can print out all your envelopes real quick, have them all come out, have all your packing slips. Super simple. It does the same with Manapool. Manapool will connect directly to TCG tracking, so you can knock out your TCG player and your Manapool all in the same go. Misprint, haven't quite figured out exactly how I want to do that yet. I just go to each one in SortSwift. I click the thing that sends me to their website, and then I do each one individually there. In eBay, you just a batch. You just click them all and print out all your packing slips and all your envelopes and send that out. So I do them one at a time. I do TCG tracking first, where I do TCG player and Manapool. And then I go to Misprint because that one's kind of like the aggravating one, so just get it in the middle. And then eBay, which is super simple too. So you'll have insurance through TCG tracking, and you'll have the protections from Manapool and TCG Player. So I think it's going to be a great time to be a seller. Now, when they start rolling out integrated shipping, then I guess I'll just use TCG tracking only for Manapool, unless they decide to do something. But hey, I don't know if Manapool has as many problems as TCG Player does with missing packages. I have been getting some packages back because they say they're not machinable every once in a while, which is crazy because I pack every one the same way, and it seems like every one of them is machinable except for one or two every once in a while, and they're not any different than the other ones. I pack them all the same every time. Just because that way I know the weights. So that way I know if it's this many cards, I know it weighs this much, so that way I don't have to put it on the scale every time. Sometimes I'm a little iffy if there's too many hollows, and I'll put it on there just in case it's a heavy pack. But that's what's been going on. Thank you guys for all the orders this morning. They were ridiculous. I had $300 worth of stuff before I even opened my eyes. So that's the first time that's happened. So truly, bottom of my heart, thank you guys who are ordering. Thank you guys who are following and subscribing and checking out everything. Really love to see where this is going to go. Good stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm always thinking about the next thing. So we'll see what the next thing might be. Maybe a ton more cards to Premier Card Grading. Who knows? Lock in, Rudy. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.